think about the last time you were genuinely overwhelmed. Not stressed, overwhelmed. The kind where you're lying in bed at midnight, running through a mental checklist that never gets shorter, and your jaw is clenched so tight you don't even realize it anymore. Now think about this. Did you tell anyone? Not a vague, "I've been busy." Did you actually say, "I'm not okay and I could really use some help right now"? If the answer is no, and for a lot of you watching it is, this video is going to feel uncomfortably familiar. Because we need to talk about the people who carry everything quietly, who show up for everyone else, ask for nothing in return, and have slowly convinced the people around them that they are absolutely, completely fine. They're not, and you probably already know which one I'm talking about. Here's the thing most people get wrong. When someone never asks for help, the easy assumption is ego, pride. But research tells a much more specific story. A 2016 study published in Social, Psychological, and Personality Science found that the #1 reason people don't reach out isn't arrogance, it's anticipated rejection. Before a single word is spoken, the brain has already run the prediction: they won't really show up. And so the ask never happens. This isn't someone being difficult. This is a nervous system that learned asking was more dangerous than staying silent. So where does that come from? Think back. Not to last year. Go back further. To when you were young enough that you didn't have the right words for what you needed, but you felt it completely. You reached out. Maybe you were scared and someone told you to stop being dramatic. Maybe you were struggling and the person who was supposed to notice simply didn't. Dr. Bruce Perry, neuroscientist and co-author of What Happened to You, found that when a child's genuine need is repeatedly dismissed, the brain doesn't conclude that specific person let me down. It concludes needing people is the problem. So you adapted. You became the capable one, the one who figures it out. And somewhere along the way, people started calling that strength, resilience, independence. Nobody told you it was also a wound. In 2008, researchers at Columbia University found that people underestimate how willing others are to help them by nearly 50%. We are walking around with a completely distorted map of how available people actually are to us. And there's a physical cost too. A 2019 study in Frontiers in Psychology found that people who chronically suppress help-seeking show elevated cortisol levels even on low-stress days. We are not just emotionally paying for this, we are physiologically paying for it. But here's why knowing all of that still doesn't make it easier to ask. Because the issue isn't information, it's identity. When you've spent years being the person who handles things, asking for help doesn't feel like a simple request. It feels like a confession, like if you admit you can't carry this, the entire image, the competent, self-sufficient, reliable one, quietly collapses. So instead, you run on fumes. You say yes when you mean "I'm already drowning." You stay up solving alone what one honest conversation could have fixed in 10 minutes. And this reshapes every relationship around you. People who can't ask for help tend to become extraordinary givers, always showing up, always present. But giving feels safe because it keeps you in control. When I'm helping you, I'm not exposed. I'm needed. And being needed for some people is the closest thing to security they've ever reliably known. Over time, the people who love you stop offering, not because they don't care, but because you've quietly trained them not to. You always seem fine. They believe the performance. And one day you're sitting alone, genuinely in crisis, and you realize nobody knows. Not because they don't care, because you were that good at not needing them. Understanding all of this doesn't fix it automatically. Knowing the origin of a wound doesn't close it. What actually moves the needle is experience, specifically the repeated experience of asking for something small and surviving it. Noticing that they didn't disappear, that you're still whole after being seen as someone who needed something. One small ask at a time. That's what slowly rewrites the pattern. The strength you built by doing everything alone, it's real. It got you here. But it was always meant to be a bridge, not a permanent address. The people in your life who would show up for you, they exist. You've just been so convincing in your self-sufficiency that they don't know there's anywhere to show up to. That's not your fault. It was the best strategy you had at the time. But you're allowed to have a better one now.